Jesus Christ. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all the places that I'm streaming. Um, um, my regular Facebook, business Facebook, tailor-made training for you. FIMP for my imperfect, non-judgmental people only. Um, Twitter, Twitch, uh, my YouTube channel, the No Judgment Zone. You are now in the No Judgment Zone with me, Sean Taylor, discussing topics with no judgments. Again, discussing topics with no judgments at all. So today's topic, who are you to judge anyone? Who are you to judge anyone or to judge anybody? Judgments, judgments, judgments. Something that we hear, live, breathe, sleep, eat, no matter what. They're everywhere. They're in the world. They're in our judicial system. They're when you make mistakes. They're when you miscommunicate. There's always judgments. Judgments are redundant. Judgments are old and tired. You got people judging people, and they ain't even close to perfection. They're not even close to excellent, but they got some right to judge people. People have made mistakes. You're going to make mistakes till you leave this earth. You're still going to be making mistakes. So, judgments. Let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. Judgments. My mom broke down judgments to me when I was a teenager. She broke it down to me again when I became an adult. She just always was breaking down judgments. And I could never understand why this woman was so non-judgmental. She said, "You know why I'm so non-judgmental, Sean? You know why I live a private life?" She said, "Let me tell you something. I've made plenty of mistakes, plenty of mistakes. So when you have ever done wrong, made mistakes, lied, whatever the case may be, no matter what mistake that you have made in this life, how can you turn around and judge anybody? You got people who are in a better place in life in the present, but they've made plenty of mistakes in the past, but they talk and live their lives as if they've never made mistakes at all. They have unrealistic moral compass within them, and they sit on their high horse and they're pointing down toward everybody. So the thing about judgments always come back to bite you. They always do. The minute you start judging people, now you're setting yourself up. You're setting yourself up for failure. So she says, "Sean, be very careful who you judge. Be very careful who you judge. Be very careful who you look down upon. Be very careful. Be very careful being unforgiving. Be very careful in being resentful. Be very careful in being bitter." Let me tell you something. Resentment, unforgiveness, bitterness is not a good thing. Those three things are nothing but judgments. Those are nothing but judgments. So if you're one of those people who got that stuff in your heart and got those things inside your mind, you're a judgmental person. You know, you got some serious issues. A judgmental person has more issues than a person, than anybody. Any person who's traumatic, any person who's depressed. A judgmental person is one of the worst people on the planet. They are. They are the worst. And here's the irony behind judgmental people is that they don't want no one to judge them. That's the ironic thing. It's the most ridiculous, ironic thing that you can even comprehend from a human psyche. A judgmental person don't like to be judged, and they'll get mad when somebody judges them. But you judge people every day. How many of you take people for where they are? How many of you take people at face value without trying to change them? A lot of people don't. How many of you, when a person makes a mistake, you start looking at them differently? A lot of you do. A lot of you have done the same thing that that person has done, made the same mistake that that person has done. But you know what? You're judging that person. You've done the same exact thing. Who is anybody? to judge. My mother made me feel like an idiot for being judgmental. She said, you know what, Sean? Let's talk about you. Let's talk about you, son. Have you ever done anything wrong? She's like, Sean, let's talk about the times you've been locked up. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about the times that you stressed me out. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about the times I had to bail you out of jail. Let's talk about you. The times you cheated, the women you used or manipulated or whatever the case may be, all because somebody did that to you. You purposely hurt people, Sean, because you've been hurt. You purposely hurt women because women have hurt you. You all about the revenge, Sean. You all about to get back. But let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. Probably the realest thing you ever heard. The world is going to tell you what type of man that you should be, what type of father you should be, what type of friend you should be, what type of husband you should be. The world is the last thing that you should listen to and how you should carry yourself as a man, human being, or as an individual, period. She said, Sean, I'm going to tell you something about a real man. Real man, his character displays who he is. Real man, when faced with adversity, his character exposes who he is. A real man, when he falls, his character and how he bounced back displays who he is. When he falls short, his character displays who he is. When times get hard, his character displays who he is. And his character ain't got nothing to do with his job. His character has nothing to do with the dollar, how big his account is, or what car he drives, or what house he actually has. His character is something that's within him. That's what measures a man. She said, let me tell you something. I'm going to give you a word of advice, son. Never allow society's standards dictate how you move. Never allow the thoughts of others to dictate how you move. Never allow their judgments to dictate how you move. The thing about people, Sean, no matter how good you are, no matter how great you are, no matter how much good you do, they're always going to judge you. You can do a billion things that are great, son. A billion, that's a big number. They always going to judge you by those 10 things that you did wrong. It could be 30 years from now. They still going to judge you for what you did 10, 20, 30 years ago. So what does that tell you? Tell me, Sean, what does that tell you? I said to not worry about what people think. She said, Sean, when you get to the place in your life, and it may take years, son, but when you get to the place where you don't worry about what people think, you don't worry about their judgments, when you F what they think and F their judgments, that's when you become dangerous and a powerful man. Because you make your own rules. You make your own standard. You don't move by the beat of nobody else's drum, their public opinion, anything. You do what is needed to do, what is needed to be done for you. You don't worry about people's judgments because they have no place to judge. Sean, every time someone judges you, always examine that person. Because 9 times out of 10, you already know some dirt that they have done. Sean, every time somebody judges you, laugh it off. Find it comical. But see, I don't even get mad with people anymore. I don't even get stressed or lose sleep or worry or whatever. You do whatever you got to do for you, and I'm going to do what I need to do for me. Judge me all you want. I really don't even care. See, that old game does not work anymore. It used to work. It worked in my 20s. I used to get frustrated off of people judging me as a teenager, in my 20s, in my 30s, in my 40s. The place where I'm at right now is a very dangerous place, but it's also powerful too as well. When you don't worry about judgments, you become very dangerous. That means you become 100% unbothered. When you don't worry about people's judgments, that means they can't fade you. When you don't worry about people's judgments, that means you are mentally free. And you realize you don't move by a society standard. I don't have nobody to impress. I don't care about what people say about how I dress. I don't care what people say about where I live, what car I drive, how much money I make. You do whatever you got to do. It doesn't bother me no more. You got to get to the point that these fools that are out here judging you got so much junk in their closet. Those are the pretenders in the world. Those are the fake people in the world. Those are the people who worry about they live by public perception. They worry about what other people think. Those are the people who still are stuck in high school. You got grown people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s still walking around with a high school type mentality because they worry about public perception. See, once you become mentally free, you don't give a damn about public perception. Now let's talk about churches, the most judgmental people in the world. Them people they need so much help because they are always pretending that they're not looking down on others and look down on others every single day. Got most skeletons in their closet. There are things that I've found out about people in churches that they hid for years that are pretty much pathetic and have sat and judged other people and families and what they have done. And their families is just as wretched. Their families is just as messed up. But they are masters of manipulating and hiding things when it comes to issues and things of that sort. But they don't want to talk about that. And see, when you're real, you ain't got to hide your dirt. There's times and podcasts and videos and posts that I put all my stuff out there. I damn near didn't put my balls out there. Butt ass naked out there. Because I got to the point to where I really don't care. You can either accept me and we good, or you can not accept me and we good. You can communicate with me and we good. And you can choose not to communicate can choose not to communicate with me, and we still good. You can choose to deal with me, and you can choose not to deal with me, and we good. You can choose to never ever deal with me ever again, and we good. Or you can choose to deal with me, and we still good. See, it doesn't matter what you do. Sean Patrick Taylor is going to be good. Because my life isn't based off of whether you're in my life, whether you judge me, whether you deal with me, whether you don't want to deal with me. I was good before you. And I'm going to be good after you. I'm always going to be good. My mindset's going to make me good. See, we're not the same. We don't think the same. We don't love the same. We don't have the same loyalty. We don't have the same thought process. It's nothing that we have in common. So you do what you got to do for you. And Sean's going to do what he's got to do for him. And then I'm still going to be good. Because I realized, because I was taught, who am I to judge anybody? Who am I to judge anybody? Who are you to judge anybody? But y'all can judge all you want to. See, our world, our whole social system is screwed up. A man or woman can go to jail, pay their debts to society. And see, this is how screwed up the world is. The world is the biggest facade. The world is the biggest liar. America has committed the biggest crimes. The world is the last thing that I care about and what they think. Because the world has so many things that it has not rectified at all. So many things that it has not fixed at all. The world lies every day, from government on up and all. So I have a deaf ear for whatever goes on in the world, because the world is it's a big fake. The world is the biggest, fakest liar that I've ever seen, ever. And I thought I've told some lies in the day. It has nothing to do with what America has done. I thought I've committed some crimes back in the day. It can't even come close to the crimes America has done. So I don't worry about the world. I don't worry about people, but I had to get to that point. It did not come overnight. Gwen had to keep breathing that into me. I had to understand in order to have true peace in my life, I have to live a life of privacy because private life, but I don't care what nobody say. You live your life however you want to. I mean, you got to be braggadocious. You got to let everybody know what you're doing and where you're going. And, you got to do whatever you got to do. Hey, man, whatever you got to do, do it for you. It is not my place to judge you. I'm going to do what I got to do for me. My private life, that's my sanctuary. That's my private place. And it ain't got nothing to do with the world. It's got everything to do with me and who's ever in it. That's it. So I'm not going to move. I'm not going to change my moves. I'm not going to buy in. I'm not going to gravitate of, hey, I got to be an open book. No, no, no. Because I've already lived that life. See, when you've already lived that life and you've seen the repercussions of that life and you've seen the outcome and you've seen the consequences based off of those actions in the past, why would you constantly keep doing that? I used to think like you. I used to be judgmental like you. I used to be unforgiving. I used to be resentful and bitter. I used to hold grudges. But all those years of going through that, what I realized, those things held me down. Those things kept me from better things. Those things kept me from better opportunities. So I don't move like that anymore. But my mom told me, she said, Sean, consciously and subconsciously, we mess up every day. All of us. But you still get blessed with this and still get blessed with that. There's never going to be anybody to walk this earth perfect. There's only one that walked this earth 33 years of perfection, and he struggled. The biggest gift my mom ever gave me and my brother was introducing us to God and keeping us in church. Regardless if people was in the church hypocritical, lying and doing stuff, whatever, behind closed doors, whatever, that ain't none of my business. Because, I found out things about the church and churches as I got older. The information just came to me and I was like, wow. Certain things came to me and I was like, wow. And these are the same people who judged and ridiculed and act funny and moved funny towards you and still do to this day. But hey, man, I've separated myself from people and places and things on purpose because of what I know. And I'm not going to allow that negativity to be a part of my life. I don't associate with judgmental people. We don't. We don't have no words because if I'm non-judgmental and you're judgmental, that's not going to work. That's not. If I'm forgiving and you're unforgiving, that's not going to work. If you're resentful and I'm not resentful, if you're bitter and I'm not, that's not going to work. If you hold grudges, that's just not going to work. So you need to be around people who are like-minded like you. And I'm going to be around people who are like-minded like me. And see, I had to learn a valuable lesson. And I didn't get what my mom was always telling me as a teenager until I was in my 40s. And that's when I turned the corner with the judgments. Because I was judging someone. And then I got into a similar predicament. And then I went to Gwen, my mother. And she sat there in that chair and she folded her arms. And all she said is, now look at you. I've been telling you for years, baby. Be mindful and be very careful of judging somebody. You see how that feels? You see that thing you feeling in your gut? That thing you feeling in your stomach right now? The embarrassment you feeling right now? You made that other person go through all that based off your judgment. Now you see how they feel. She said, I love you. But just because I love you, Sean, don't mean I'm a condone when you do wrong. And I had nothing but the utmost respect for her. The times I've cheated, lied, stolen, got locked up, all these things, the time I've hurt women, the, women have hurt me too. But I've caused more hurt than hurt's been given me. Gwen, my mother, never condoned it. Read me from A to Z. Told me about myself. And then told me that she loved me at the end. But she said, what kind of mother would I be, Sean, if I would enable and condone your bad behavior? I can't co-sign, Sean, when you do wrong. I can't co-sign when you purposely hurt somebody. I can't condone that. So am I mad at you? Have I went off on you for what you did? And she always did. There's never a wrong thing that I have done in this life up to this present point that woman has not checked me on. Respectfully, I sit there and I took it because I was wrong. She said something. She says, baby, let me tell you something. Real men own when they do wrong. They don't justify it. Real women own when they do wrong. They don't justify it. Little boys justify their wrong and mistakes. Little girls justify their wrong and mistakes. She said, let me tell you something. If a person can't say they're sorry, that ain't the person for you. If a person can't be forgiving, that ain't the person. If they hold grudges, if they still holding grudges, they're still moving funny against you, if they still, acting some type, let them keep moving. Because, baby, that person got more issues than you think. And they are always going to play the victim. Victims, here's the thing about victims, and people are so uneducated in what that is. You got to understand a victim is never going to have true admittance to anything wrongdoing. That's a true victim. Everybody's out to get them. That's a true victim. A victim is never going to acknowledge their part in what they do wrong. It's always everybody else. It's never them. They're never going to admit to their hands and their dealings into the situation. It's always going to be other people because they're the victim. Victims never admit wrongdoing. I'm sorry. They just don't. And I had to learn that the hard way. I learned that the hard way and also learned that from Gwen, who taught me that a victim, that's what a true victim is. They don't never admit to any wrong. They don't. Everybody all men are bad, all women are bad. They've never done anything wrong. They've been perfect. They got a halo over their head. They piss excellence. I mean, they don't, nothing's wrong with them. They got all the answers. They got all of life figured out. I mean, they got everything together. It's not, none of us are all 100% together. And see, the thing about truth, the truth is a new hate speech today. So I love being hated. I love being disliked. I love posting something of common sense and have like maybe one like. I love that because my truth and the truth is going to draw strong people who are thirsty for truth. My truth, the truth, is always going to ruffle the feathers of the weak. It's always going to be offensive to the weak. The weak is always going to have a problem with the truth. The strong are going to appreciate truth. The strong is going to be like, that's dope. The strong is going to be gravitate. Strong is like, okay, what truth they got today? The weak is always going to be offended. See, the weak like to hear what they like to hear. The weak loves when you are agreeing with everything that they're saying, condoning and enabling their behavior. That's what the weak does. The weak like to feel sorry for themselves. The weak like to have pity parties. The weak likes to play victim. The weak always got excuses. The weak always procrastinate. The weak don't never try to do better. The weak holds grudges. The weak are bitter. The weak are unforgiving. The weak are unapologetic. I don't argue no more. I don't debate no more. I'm to the point in my life that what Gwen has always told me, you have to let a fool be a fool. Sometimes you just have to let people be wrong. Let them be loud and let them be wrong. That's it. Sean, she used to always tell me, no matter what people do, make sure your side of the street stays clean. You do your part to say I'm sorry. You do your part to apologize. You do your part to try to reach out and to rectify the situation. Baby, if they don't want no parts with that, don't you worry. Now, in his eyes, you in the clear. Now there's a spiritual force field around you because you've done what you were supposed to do. Now they the ones out there naked. Now it's their issue. Now it's their problem. Why? Because they denied it. They pissed on it. They took a dump on your apology or your admittance of, can you forgive me? I'm sorry. I'm deeply sorry. They pissed on your remorse. My mother also told me that it takes a real man and a real woman to apologize. Little girls and little boys don't apologize. They never say they're sorry. They too in love with the tension tantrum that they're having. And you just got to let them have it. So when people kind of play me and they don't want to deal with me no more, that's good. I really get off on it. I love it. Because a part of me knew that you was only going to be in my life for a temporary period anyway. Because I peeped game on how you moved. I just didn't say nothing to you. Because observance is everything. You don't have to go digging for anything. You just watch people. There's not a person that I have not mentally caught in a lie. I just hadn't said anything. Why do the back and forth? Because they're not going to admit it anyway. And it's all good. There's so much I know. I just don't say nothing. Why? What's going to happen? What's going to happen of it? They're not going to admit to it anyway. So you just let people, and you got people who condescendingly try to make you feel bad or this and stuff like that, and they done done dirt to you. They just don't know that you know about the dirt that they've done to you undercover. Yeah. So who are we to judge? I wrote something on Facebook. I'm going to read it to you. I posted it. When did I post that? I want to say I posted it 4 days ago. I'm going to read it verbatim. So there's some profanity words in there. So if you don't like profanity, I want to apologize in advance. And but what I refuse to do is apologize for who I am. I'm unapologetically me. I'm gonna read it. I got it right up here in front of me. I posted it 4 days ago. Have I fucked up a lot in my life and made terrible mistakes? Yeah. And fuck ups. Hell yeah. Who in this world hasn't? Question mark. Exactly. Not one motherfucker. Exclamation point. But I'm at this present point that whatever happens, happens. Exclamation point. I'm done arguing. Comma. I'm done trying to prove my point. And I'm done stressing over judgments, comma, assumptions, or things out of my control, comma, because I will no longer continue to give a millisecond of energy, big caps, to anyone, big caps, who judge, big caps, or try to bring me down of past, big caps, mistakes, as if they haven't made any at all, comma. because that's just crazy, exclamation point. So they can keep all that melodrama and all that toxic shit, comma, but I can promise you on Gwen, my mother, I'm good off all that. And that's 100% real. That's a very powerful statement. That's a person admitting that they have fucked up a lot. See, you will never hear a victim admit that they fucked up a lot. Victims don't have the mentality of admitting anything. So when people reach out and say, "Oh, you play victim and play victim," I say, you know what? First of all, I know that person is very uneducated. They don't even know what a victim actually is. And that person who says you playing victim is the same person who plays victim. Because they only you gotta understand, dummy. Victims don't admit to shit. You got to understand that. A victim would never admit anything. I admit every day to people, I fuck up. I fucked up a lot in my life. And I'm still going to make more mistakes as long as I live this life. My grandmother used to tell me every time, all the time, she said, there's none of us is going to die. She said, she said, we all die dirty. And I get it. A lot of things are going to go over your head within this segment. But dying dirty, that means you're going to die not perfect. You're going to die imperfect. You're going to die with those flaws. You're going to die with all those idiosyncrasies. Everybody is going to die dirty. You ain't going to be clean until you're up out of this shell right here, baby. But you're going to die dirty. And y'all don't get that. And see, you got to destroy your unrealistic moral compass. And a lot of y'all got unrealistic expectations from people. And you don't learn how to manage your unrealistic expectations. I have no expectations of no one. Because all my life I've had expectations, and all my life by those expectations I had disappointments. I see people like this. They full of flaws and imperfections just like I am. So I'm not going to put no title of perfection on nobody. And they have the unrealistic expectation that they can walk on water, that they can turn water to wine, that they can bring the dead back to life again. I don't have unrealistic expectations of nobody. Just because that dude's sitting behind that pulpit and preaching every day, that dude just isn't as perfect as me. Because that deacon is on the deacon board, that usher is leading people in, that missionary is out there with her little white dress on, the choir and all that. Man, everybody in every church in the world is perfectly imperfect, flawed from the word go, full of idiosyncrasies. So I ain't never praising or idolizing any person just because they got a suit and they sit behind the pulpit saying some good words that are amazing. That's just a man. That's just a woman, just like I am. They got blood running through their veins, just like I am. They breathe in this air, just like I am. He's a man. He puts his pants on, just like I do. So I ain't praising or uplifting nobody. I ain't putting nobody on a pedestal for anything. But one thing I don't do, I'm not judging that dude. And I got enough common sense to understand, hey, you don't mess with them people, any person, or say anything in negativity, or especially don't judge and come after anybody behind that pulpit. It's best that you shut your mouth. Because if you know that Bible like I know that Bible through and through, you know that is something you just don't do. Amen. That word says, touch my anointed, do my prophet no harm. So I'm not going to do none of that. Again, thank God for Gwen put me and my brother in church all our lives, because we know that word better than most preachers. I guarantee you. So I just sit back and listen because I know it. I listen to him. Good sermon today, bruh. I know it. But one thing else, it's not my place to judge him or her. But I know. See, I got enough common sense to know that Everybody living this life is perfectly imperfect. That's why I ain't finna judge you. And I'm not finna judge you in exposing myself. See, the minute you start to judge people, you're setting yourself up for failure. Now you finna be exposed. And a lot of us don't. A lot of us don't get that because we got all the sense. Why do you think that after every segment, I always say, I say it all the time, I'll start judging people once I'm perfect too. But since I'm in no danger of ever becoming perfect, you'll never have to worry about this brother ever judging you. That is something that I came with from words of Gwen. And I put in her words along with my words, and I came up with that slogan that I said after every speaking video podcast segment that I'm speaking, even on my healthy tips of the day. I'll start judging people once I'm perfect too. But since I'm in no danger of ever judging, since I'll start judging people once I'm perfect too, but since I'm in no danger of ever becoming perfect, you will never have to worry about Sean ever judging you. Period. There's things I know about people that they'll never hear again. It'll never come out my mouth, and I'm taking it to the grave. That's why people just talk to me, because they know I ain't going to judge them, and they know they ain't going to hear it again in the streets nowhere. Because Gwen has broken down the importance of being non-judgmental. You do something to a family member of mine, I may be mad at you. I may be upset with you, but it's not my place it's still not my place to judge you. My job is just to love people. That's it. Not to judge them, and damn sure not to impress them. See, I'm not trying to impress nobody. Not one person. I don't live by that ridiculous high school code. So to judge and to make mockery and not understand is to make the same mistake yourself. So let me repeat that. To judge and to make mockery and not understand is to make the same mistake yourself. To judge and to make mockery and not understand is to make the same mistake yourself. So in retrospect, that means you are setting your own self up when you judge and you mock people with failure of having no human comprehension of understanding. You are making that same mistake yourself. What's sad, people, y'all don't even see that. Y'all don't even see that. You judge people off the same things you have done that you've been protected of. And that's sad. Who are you to judge anybody? Seriously, who are you? I mean, I didn't know you was that special that you could judge people. I didn't know your life was that perfect where you can judge people. I didn't know that you had everything from A to Z together where you can judge people. I didn't know that you've never made a mistake in your life where you can judge people. I didn't know that you've never messed up where you can judge people. I didn't know that you've never done anything wrong where you can judge people. So who are you? Who are you? I heard my dude, because he say some good stuff, man. And some people, they got stuff to say about him. Minister Farrakhan, I heard him say, when you see others fall, learn and not laugh. Just because you're on your way up, because the things that tempt people to fall, none of us are free from. That temptation nor the weakness that will cause us to stumble and fall. When you laugh or ridicule at somebody else's fall, white or black, rich or poor, your enemy or your friend, you're opening a way for your own demise when you choose to do that. Let me read that again. When you see others fall, learn and not laugh. Just because you on your way up, because the things that tempt people to fall, none of us are free from that temptation, nor the weakness that will cause us to stumble and fall. When you laugh or ridicule at somebody else's fall, white or black, rich or poor, your enemy or your friend, you're opening a way for your own demise when you choose to do that. You're opening your way for your own demise when you do those things. Y'all sit back and pick at people that are less fortunate and these things of that nature, whatever the case may be. When people get a mistake, our media gravitates toward the negative. News gravitate toward the negative. Common sense and positivity, y'all don't gravitate towards that. Y'all like the chaos and mayhem. You like the gossip and the rumors. You like to sit back and do that backbiting, stabbing in people's back and smiling in their face when you see them. And you wondering why certain things in your life isn't working out for you. Who are you to judge anybody? Seriously. Who are you? Who are you to judge anybody? You ain't nothing. You're just a number in this world, just like I'm a number in this world. Y'all walk around here like you're special, judging people every single day, as if you've never got caught up, as if you've never got tempted, if you never fallen short, if you never made any mistakes, you've got everything in life figured out. There are people personally that I know. They have been in bad ways and bad situations in the past, and now that they're in a better place, they're looking down on other people as if they never was there. Family members, man. Let me tell you something, man. I've gotten in a lot of trouble in my life. A lot. I've done some things. I even hurt my brother one time. You know, did something that I regret till this day. Caused him to go through some shit, man. Let me tell you something. My brother ain't loved me no different. He ain't treated me no differently. He ain't judged me. He ain't put me down. He ain't throw it in my face. Because let me tell you something about siblings. Your brother, your sister, man, is your brother and your sister. That's your blood. But I got myself in a situation that I put my brother in a situation. Was he mad at me? Hell yeah, he was mad. Yeah, he was mad. He was pissed. His love toward me ain't changed. His communication with me ain't changed. His interaction with me didn't change. He didn't move different with me. He didn't act funny with me. Till this day. That's love, man. Because I know my brother realized ain't nobody perfect. He made a mistake. And guess what? I never made that same mistake ever with him again. Never. I would hurt myself before I would hurt my brother. He all I got. He's all I got. He's all the brother that I have. So if we got issues, and me and my brother, me and my brother haven't had a lot of issues with each other in our life because we've always been together in this life thing, going through the things of that, growing up in the hood, growing up with hardly nothing together. I mean, we've been through that stuff together, so we never really judged each other. But one thing at the end of the day, he my brother, I'm his brother. We all we got. That's my dude, 100 grand. And I made him go through some shit in his life, man. And it was messed up on my part. But my thing about it is, If I need anything and I got to count on my brother, I know he's going to be there. He's got my back. If anything happened to him and he need me, he knows I got his back. That's my brother at the end of the day, man. It's not, we don't have a place in our lives to judge each other. What we look like judging each other, ain't nobody perfect, man. And my brother know things about me that nobody else knows about. I know things about him that nobody knows about. We grew up together, for Christ's sake. Of course, we're going to have that common bond that we know things about each other that no one else outside of me and him knows about. But that's what brothers, and we don't judge each other. My brother ain't perfect. No matter how it may look on the outside to people, he ain't perfect. And I ain't perfect. But we've got enough common sense to realize that neither one of us are perfect. But once you start judging each other, you create problems. Once you start judging each other, now the person can't be their true self and their true authenticity. Y'all don't get it. Let me tell you something, man, about being yourself. Posted this on Facebook. I'm finna read it to you. I posted this on Facebook, man. What the heck? Stupid thing. So I posted something on Facebook. I want to say I think it was yesterday that I posted it. And it was about your authenticity. And see, what y'all feel, here's the beautiful thing. People, you have no idea how beautiful you are. You know why? Because you so busy competing with society standards. That's your problem. You don't see how great you are. You don't see how beautiful you are. You don't see how good as you are at a thing because you're so busy competing with society standards. Now, I heard part of what I posted. I heard Viola Davis said, and I thought it was powerful. It was a small clip of what she said, and I love what she said. She said, the privilege of a lifetime is being who you are. The privilege of a lifetime is being who you are in your genuine authenticity. Let me repeat that. It's so powerful. The privilege of a lifetime is being who you are in your genuine authenticity, not your fakeness, not the fake stuff, not the fake body parts, not the fake stuff, in your genuine authenticity. Let me tell you something, man. Something my mom told me. She said, baby, if people can't accept you for who you are, you don't need them. If people can't accept you for when you were at the top and then because I've been at the top, and then I've lost everything. Getting locked up, you can get locked up a couple of times, you can lose everything. And I've lost everything at least 2, 3, 4 times in life. Came out with nothing. But when I heard the beautiful sister, phenomenal actress, says that the privilege of a life. So see, people with a deep mindset, man, can spit some gems that that leaves your mouth open. But if you only surface think, it's gonna go right over your head because you're not gonna get the deepness of that beautiful mental gem that they just spit out. See, the privilege of a lifetime is being in your genuine authenticity. There is no one like you. There has never been anyone like you. There should never be anyone like you. Therefore, know yourself. A lot of y'all don't even know who you are because you are so fake Monday through Sunday, you have forgotten who your true self is. Behind all the fakeness from the head to toe, you have forgotten your true, genuine authenticity. Be yourself. Let me tell you something. Authenticity, whew, authenticity is everything. Authenticity is everything. My mom told me, baby, if you got to be fake to have friends, if you got to be fake to get a woman, if you got to be fake to be in the circles, if you got to be fake to be one of the cool kids, baby, you are sabotaging your true self. I realize that life is so short. I refuse to go back to being fake Sean. See, real Sean, this is who Gwen always wanted me to be. 100% unapologetic for who I am, my true self, being in my butt naked truth. She's always wanted me to be that person. She called me out one day, and I never told nobody about this, but I'm going to share it with y'all. She said, why are you being so fake to please these people in this world? Why? Baby, why? Son, please tell me why. You craving the love of these people who really don't give a damn about you anyway? And I never understood that until my mother died. I never understood that until my uncle died. I never understood that until I lost my son. I never understood that until I lost Auntie Deborah. See, when I lost pivotal people in my life, I really saw people for God. God says, I'm finna take the blinders off your eyes, and I'm finna show you what you have refused to see and acknowledge for years. I'm going to expose the people right close to you, the person that you lay your head to at night. I'm going to expose everybody. And he did, one by one, by one, by one. See, I used to be a social butterfly, just be out there doing this, doing this, doing. I don't hardly go nowhere no more. I go to work. I go to church when I can. I go to the gym. That's it. I'm not going to go as far to say I'm disgusted with the human mindset of people. I kind of am. But everybody has been exposed for who they really are. When I lost my mom and people gave me their ass to kiss in that process, God been unveiling everything. Boom, 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 boom. And he said, I'm finna move everything out your life that you thought you wanted by exposure. And everything you thought that you wanted, everything you thought you needed, it ain't gonna be there for you. When I tell you I spent some lonely days and nights and couldn't understand it, he said, no, I'm finna clean house. And I'm finna give you some new real stuff that's gonna be there through the thick and the thin. And then you're gonna see that what you thought that was never wasn't. And what I give you now, it's going to be 100% genuine. It's going to be 100% authentic. He said, because when I'm having simplistic, retarded arguments and debates with people, he said, it's not even, you ain't going to have to debate with these people. You ain't going to have these ridiculous arguments. Ain't nobody going to bail on you. Ain't nobody going to quit on you. Ain't nobody going to say one thing and then boom, it's the total opposite of what all that fakeness, all the lies that they're saying. But I'm going to put some realness in your life right now. And it ain't even going to move. No matter what you do wrong, it's never going to go anywhere. No matter how much you fall, it's going to stay right here. I'm going to put some real stuff in your life. Because what's not in your life now, Sean, it ain't meant to be in life. It never was. You see, when I lost my mother, and then when I lost when I losing my uncle, my auntie Deborah was like my second mom. It was when I lost my aunt. When I lost my auntie, it was like losing my mom all over again. Because I was with this woman all the time since she was 16 years old, and you got to understand the dynamics of the closeness of that bond and that relationship that me and my auntie Deborah had. Me and my auntie Deborah had a special relationship. And her daughter, her oldest daughter, Toy, Brittany, some people may know about Brittany, but most people that know her by Toy, is my light-skinned cousin with them deep dimples who's crazy, but I love her to death. She will be able to tell you the relationship of me and her mother, that she was like my second mother. When I lost her, it took pretty much everything out of me. And I never was the same after that. When I lost my mom, I say when I lost my mom, it changed me completely. I ain't never been the same dude. I'm not even gonna pretend and lie. I ain't never been the same since I lost Gwen. But when I lost Auntie Deborah, it was a double blow and it took everything out of me. And then when I lost my son, it killed me so much that I couldn't even cry. I had no tears left. I had nothing left. I'm like on empty. I was on empty. It was like I was numb. And I couldn't understand, why am I losing all these people? It's like back to back. It was like close. I couldn't go forward without grieving. I couldn't. It's like you couldn't stop. I couldn't stop the grieving. I was like, I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to act. So I had to reinvent myself and to be this who I am now. But the people that was in my camp, supposedly, didn't give a damn about what I went through. Their attitudes, their personas, their auras, they didn't care. They didn't care. And see, God kept showing me, I'm going to expose the people when you need them to most. Nowhere was around. What I was going through, they didn't care nothing about. They pretended, but they genuinely didn't care. Because they ain't nowhere around now. So my thing about it is, man, and the people he's got in my life now, that's real. I lost my mom that carried me 9 months. I lost my son. I lost my second mother, Auntie Deborah. I lost my aunt. Pivotal people, man. So do I have hesitancy moments of getting close to anybody? Hell yeah, because I don't want to lose nothing else. So yeah, I struggle. That is my taxi cab confession. I struggle getting close to people because of that fact. People too flaky, they too wishy-washy. I mean, They go back and forth, they recycle people. I ain't got time for that, man. I've lost too much. So I keep myself to myself. And trusting people? Huh? I got the people I trust in my camp. And that's anything outside of that. Nah, you just regular like everybody else. You just basic like everybody. Because man, when that's why I don't depend, I don't need, I don't ask. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm straight. When I'm not straight, I'm straight. When I'm straight, I'm straight. When I ain't good, I'm good. When I'm good, I'm good. In no sense, it don't matter. It don't matter anyway. That's just how I see it because you ain't living in this shell. And so you ain't going to understand. You're not going to understand. It's like my brother said, they will not understand until they go through the exact same thing. And then they'll get it. He says, so Sean, don't even expect them to understand. They don't get what we went through. Don't even expect them to understand. He said, I don't even bother. And that's real talk. And what my brother said, that was powerful. And it was the truth. Because what he said in that one statement, I see all the time. I've seen ever since. So I can't even argue or debate with him about that point because he was on point with that shit. The truth is a new hate speech. Nobody likes the truth. Y'all all get bothered and that's why I don't really say nothing. Sean, what you think? Man, I ain't even got an opinion, bro. Sis, I ain't even got an opinion. Y'all ain't gonna listen anyway. Y'all don't give a damn anyway, so why are you even asking me? Life is too short for me to lie to you. Life is too short for me to play to you. I done done that shit for too many years. And when I lost people that truly mattered to me, that's what changed my perspective on life. And I realized how precious life is. I realized how precious each second of life is. I realized what I invested my time in is very important. So I'm not going to waste my time in anything that's manipulators of wasting time. People generally don't care about you. And when you do have a couple of people that care about you, you keep them people as close and you hold on to them as tight as you possibly can. Because genuine people just care about themselves. And I'm cool with that. You do you. But I realize it is not my place to judge any of them fools out there. They got to do what they got to do for them. They just trying to survive just like I'm trying to survive. So I can't judge them. But I know where I stand with them. And that's cool. But it's not your place and it's not my place to judge anybody. It's my whole entire point. So if you're judging people when you know your shit ain't perfect, you need to stop. If you judging people when you know you ain't got this life shit figured out, you need to stop. If you judging people when you know you have made plenty of mistakes, you need to stop. Why are you fighting so hard to pretend? Who are you trying to impress out here? You think the world give a damn about you? The world don't give a damn about you. You really think these people on social media give a damn about you? They don't give a damn about you. They just want to be entertained. They just want to be nosy about your shit. The truth is a new hate speech, and y'all fools y'all keep giving these people information, giving these people information. Let me tell you something, man. If you're an attention whore, you're an attention whore. And embrace yourself being an attention whore. Embrace it. It's not my job to judge you being an attention whore. But you and I both know people post shit for attention. Pretty much. Look at what they post. Look at what they're putting up. Look at how, come on, man. We gonna argue that point? I mean, are we really gonna argue the point that people post certain things and certain outfits and shit like that to get attention? Come on, man. You know that's the truth. So why y'all get so mad and so upset and so in your feelings about the truth? Because it's the truth. Truth of the matter is you're not going to be liked by everybody. Truth of the matter is you ain't for everybody. I ain't trying to be for everybody, and I don't want to be liked by everybody. I don't want that fake attention. Mm-mm. I'm good. I'm straight. But it's not my place to judge you, and it's not your place to judge me. But y'all gonna do it anyway, because y'all don't get it. And you're uneducated when it comes to that judgmental thing, and you don't know how dangerous it is to judge people. You set yourself up for your own demise when you judge people. Let me repeat that. You are setting yourself up for your own demise when you judge people. So keep judging them. See how that works out for you. It's not. Eventually, inevitably, it's going to catch up with your ass. It just ain't caught you yet. Trust me, I know. It's going to catch you. You know, the mail ain't been delivered to your house yet. It's coming. Keep judging people. Your demise is coming. It's on the way. Keep judging people. It's on the way. The mailman is coming. So I would strongly behoove you, stop judging people. You dig? Stop judging people. It's not a good look. And you are setting yourself up for your own demise. I don't care if you're a mother. I don't care if you're a father. I don't care if you're a son. I don't care if you're a baby mama. I don't care if you're a brother. I don't care if you're a sister. I don't care if you're a friend. I don't care if you're a cousin. I don't care if you're an aunt. I don't care if you're a damn uncle. If you judging anybody out here, you are setting yourself up for your own demise. It just ain't caught up with you yet, but it's on the way. Trust me. And then you're going to be looking like Boo Boo the damn fool when your demise sets you up. I'm telling you, stop doing it. My mom used to stress that. Sean, I'm telling you, stop judging people. I'm telling you. And when I got caught up, and she say, now look at you. How many times did I tell you? You didn't set your own self up. Now look at you. How many times I told you, son, to stop judging people? My mom said the only way, any relationship, partnership, friendship, best friends, family members, husband, wife, girlfriend and boyfriend, the only way that dynamic of that relationship is going to work, you got to take the goddamn judgments out of it. If you do not take the judgments out of whatever capacity, whatever dynamic aspect of a relationship you got with anybody, that person cannot be their true, authentic, genuine selves. See, when you take judgments out of the equation, the person can truly be who they are. But the minute you start judging people, judgments cause so many problems. Judgments cause so many issues. Judgments cause so many predicaments. Judging causes wedges between people. Judgments destroys things because that person can't be who they truly are around you. They can't even be comfortable with you. Why? Because you judge them. You know how many times I explain that to people that I love, that I'm friends with or whatever? They don't even get it. And they still judge. They still judge. They still judge. Guess where I'm at? I'm here, and guess where they at? They where they at. Because of their judgments. They turn around their judgments and they take their judgments and they manipulate them and use them for their advantage. They make you feel guilty of your mistakes. They constantly remind you. They constantly throw it up in your face, smack you over the head with it, punch you in the jaw with it. And they wondering why there's distance between you. Because I can't be baby, sir, ma'am, buddy, best friend, brother, sister, auntie, mom, dad. If I can't be Sean around you, the dynamic is not going to work. It never will because of your judgments. You have to take judgments out the picture in order for the dynamic of the situation to work. And as long as they're judgments, there will be no togetherness. As long as there are judgments, there will be no togetherness. There will be no cohesiveness. There will be nothing. And y'all are too dumb to not use common sense to realize that simplistic fact. And that's sad. I'm going to leave you with that. That's all I got. I'll start judging people once I'm perfect too. But since this brother's in no danger of ever becoming perfect, you'll never have to worry about me. Eat to live this weekend. Don't live to eat. Remember, Monday's coming right around the corner. That's all I got. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. I don't have none of my kids with me, so I ain't gonna lie. I'm in my feelings about the shit. Just being honest. It is what it is. You know, whatever. But if you're a father and you got your kids with you, man, appreciate that moment. Appreciate it. Value it. Don't take it for granted. Appreciate it. Fathers is one of the most pivotal cornerstones in a child's life. I know it's not celebrated the way it should be. I know it's not highlighted the way it should be. You damn near don't hardly hear no commercials about it. It is what it is. But you know what? That's the world we live in. It's kind of fucked up, but you know, we live in a fucked up world. And that's just the truth of it. But fathers, if you can't be with your kids, celebrate your damn selves, man. Celebrate yourself. And if you've done the best you can, don't let nobody feel as if you're less. And you know you have done your part and you know you've done things and you can't do something or whatever. They ain't going to understand it. Maybe you ain't got the money to do this, and you ain't got the money to do that, but you know you love your kids, man. Fuck anybody who thinks the opposite of that. They can eat a bag of dicks. Because there's some black-hearted people out here, man. Fuck them. Don't worry about them. Celebrate your damn selves, fathers. If nobody ain't celebrating you, celebrate yourself. You know what I'm saying? You dig? Y'all stay up out there, man. Keep it positive, man. Stop judging people, man. Stop judging people. Stop. Because don't you want to be yourself around people? You can't be yourself around people in any type of the relationship if there's judgments between the two of you. That's not going to work. That's just my opinion on it. Hey, man, I know we live in a world, and some people ain't going to get this, but we live in a world where common sense ain't always common. I'll catch you guys on the flip, man. And like I say again, I'll start judging people once I'm perfect, but since I'm in no danger of ever becoming perfect, you'll never have to worry about this brother ever judging you. I'll catch you guys on the flip. Thanks for people who tune in and constantly support and comment on my posts, podcasts, videos, healthy tips of the day. I appreciate you. You know who you are. I'll catch you guys on the flip, man. Y'all be safe out there. Peace.